We're Journals Out Loud. I'm your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful young people and a dog. We have Sean. No, Sean's not here.
Sean's not here.
I named someone who isn't here.
Hashtag awkward.
Hashtag who's not here. Not here. Sean, not here. Ben. We have Josh,
Or
Tara, KatieMichal, Sam, and Jabbar. Give us a round of applause
Okay.
for exceptionalism.
Yeah.
So it's first of all, we have to acknowledge that there's been a tragedy, and
Yeah.
it happened in Manchester at a concert, which is supposed to be a sacred space for young people to have the concert memories of a lifetime. That now has been tarnished. It just breaks my heart in half. I don't even have words for it. It's shocking. And Ben from our cast is from Manchester, so he is not here today, but he did upload a message for us. Yes, Matt?
Oh.
Well, I thought we would start with Ben, because Ben's our guy.
That's Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Okay. I was like,
There's Ben.
I saw a different picture.
Here we go.
Hi, this is Ben. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be on the show tonight, but I just wanted to talk about what happened yesterday in Manchester. Since I'm from Manchester myself, I thought it was really important that I had a voice on this topic, even though I won't actually be on the panel today. My friends, my closest friends, since I'm from Manchester, my closest friends that I've been friends with since I was 10 years old, all attended the Ariana Grande concert. They all were scattered around the arena, sat in different seats. But thankfully, all of my friends got out safely. I'm so devastated over the fact that this can happen. You always think, oh, it happens in Syria, it happens even in France. It really didn't hit me this hard. But the fact that my friends could have never seen my bestest friends again, to me is crazy. And I really can't believe that what the world has come to, that this was an attack, not only on Manchester, but on young people. It's so devastating, and all my thoughts and prayers go to anyone and everyone who is affected by the event, big or small. And I'm so sorry that people have went to see their favourite artist and come back and never come home. It's the most terrible thing. I can't even express my emotion. The fact that my friends were in a terrorist attack. The fact that it doesn't just happen to people who we think we know on the news, but to people that we all know. I just again want to wish my extreme condolences, and I pray that we find the people, and I pray that Olivia Campbell, who's been missing for so long, is found. Hope you all have a great show, and thank you, and I hope you think about the terrible, terrible attack that took place today in Manchester, where I'm from.
Well done, Ben. Well said. And we're going to continue talking about that, because one of the things I wanted to ask you guys is how does this color a young person's sort of expectations as they walk through the world? Do you think that there are kids that hear about this or who were in the arena who are now maybe afraid of public spaces or afraid of music concerts, or how do we recover from something like this?
I'm just going to be super naive right now and say I didn't hear about it because I was literally not on my phone or in anything for this whole entire day. So can someone just give me a little bit more details exactly? Like, do they know who the terrorist was? Like, what happened exactly? So I'm just at least in the know. I'm so sorry.
They say, well, ISIS took responsibility.
I think it's an ISIS-inspired lone wolf terrorist who was radicalized online. That's what I think. But
it was a 22-year-old guy,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't let him in to the arena, so he waited for everybody to come out, and that's when he decided to hurt everyone.
And he was going in to see her?
No, he wasn't going in to see her. He was going in to hurt people.
Oh.
So there were metal detectors, and they were being safe inside the arena, and so
it had nothing to do with it being an Ariana Grande concert. It had something to do with
Just
I
it's a
want to
big
hurt
event.
people
it's
at
called
an
a
event.
soft target. It's a place
Got
where
it.
you can hurt a lot of people all at once. It was a suicide bomb. He blew himself up as well.
Got it. Okay.
And they're currently researching his background, so details are emerging.
Yeah.
That's really
But
scary.
immediately the online community responds and reacts. Some people in a good way, and some people in a not so great way. So
How can you respond in a not so great way?
Well,
some people make jokes out of stuff like that. They try to lighten up the situation. And
No.
it comes off as very rude, and
they also try to get attention by posting pictures of people and asking that it be retweeted because this person is missing. And do you have that video, Matt?
Yes.
This is a person whose picture was posted as if he were missing. He's not missing. He wasn't there.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This evening, I don't know if you've heard it or not, but some people propagated a certain rumor claiming that I was a victim in the attack in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. I'm just making this video to let you know that I am indeed alive, well, and okay here in the United States, not the UK. And this unfortunately was just an effort done by various trolls and website users, certain website users, just to try to mislead the general public with fake news and just to try to get some laughs out of it. So I am unharmed, uninjured, I'm safe and well, and really my heart and condolences go out to all those affected by the attack. Thank you all, just wanted to clear that up, and take care.
Who is this guy?
He's a YouTuber, and somebody just used his image and asked for retweets and got them. And it was retweeted by more than 15,000 people, while others tried to help his family with advice as to how to find him. And so, but it was completely fabricated. And also in the wake of the tragedy, most people are doing good. And tragedies like this really will shine a light on the goodness in people. And so, Matt, would you play the next video? People are bringing food and supplies to the victims and their families.
Massively shocked, especially when it's so close to home. You don't think it's ever going to happen to you, do you?
No, we're not going to be defeated. We're not going to be bowed by these extremists. They want to divide us. Greater Manchester is a place that believes in standing together, and we will.
So it's important to note that when kids or young people are expressing their worries or their concerns, to remind them that how extremely rare these events are. The odds of something else happening to you, like being hit by a bus crossing a street, are far more likely than anyone being caught up in a terrorist event. The reason that they make the news and that they dominate the news is because they are so rare. And so I would not want young people to not go to concerts or not experience live music as a result of their fears.
I think you should just be aware, like just be looking out and like just kind of know your surroundings. And if you see weird people, kind of start walking away. Like, I mean, I know wherever I go, I'm always watching whoever's behind me, beside me, like everything. And it may sound so stupid, or I may look so stupid sometimes when I'm walking my dog, like, but I'm just like, I have my keys ready just in case I need to like shank someone who's going to try and hurt me. Like, I'm always prepared no matter what.
In the vlog that you just made where you and Sean are sitting in the car, you're like, all of a sudden you're like, what's this guy want? Because there was some guy approaching the car, and you were like not comfortable until he had moved on.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah.
Weird,
I think it just sucks that like we do live in a world where that stuff is, you can't go into a big building without thinking, like maybe 9/11 or a plane.
Yeah.
You can't go into an airport passing security and just thinking, who one of these people is trying to get past with something right now. And now, I mean, that every concert forever is now going to be their security is going to be bumped up for sure. So, and for the majority of us who are like, well, I'm not doing anything, what the heck, like this is so stupid, it just sucks that that's how it's going to be.
And that's the definition of terror, is that you create enough of an event for people to remain scared. People that will never come in contact with you are affected by your actions, and that's what they're attempting to do. So what we have to do is rise up and continue on with our lives, because that's the best way to win.
But if it's true, if you see something, say something.
Yeah.
That's why there's policemen and security guards and people there, so that if you do feel weird, that they can investigate. And 9 times out of 10, if you think you see something, it could be something, and that's how people get stopped. I mean, think the gay parade, the pride parade, right? That guy with a bunch of rifles and stuff and bombs in the back of his car. Somebody just thought that he looked weird, and then the policeman stopped him from literally shooting out the pride parade. Do you guys remember that?
I remember that. It was the Santa Monica one, right?
Yeah, somebody just said something, and there you go. So
I remember that the other day.
Yeah, and I also hope that Ariana Grande doesn't internalize this and make it like it's all her fault, because that's like her fans. Her fans died after her concert. That can be traumatic. I can see if she took a 6-year break and we never heard from her again. But I hope she has a great. She made a statement.
The rest of her European tour.
Right. So I hope she doesn't internalize it and make it. I hope she has a great support team around her.
She will internalize it to a certain extent, but she will need to get therapy, and she'll need to be around loved ones who help her understand that this had nothing to do with her. She's in no way responsible. Like, what I try to tell people when something horrible happens is that, I try to say, like, what was your intention? Was your intention to put on a great show and give these kids the memory of a lifetime? Yes. Well, then you can't possibly hold yourself responsible for anything that happened that was outside of your intentions. If your intentions were to run over your ex-boyfriend with your car, well, then you need some thinking to do. You've got to do, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you have to ask yourself, how did I come into the world, or how did I come into this event? What were my plans? What was I intending? And she had only good intentions, put on a great show. And so it's a tragedy, but it could have happened at anyone's concert.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that it had to happen at a concert with so many little kids. That part it's just not forgivable. It just isn't. Not that every life isn't precious, but I just can't stand for kids to be scared, and that's what I think this will lead to. And so we have to, if any kids in your life, talk to them and find out what they're thinking. Kids don't always tell you what they're afraid of. They don't, and you just have to ask questions until they realize it's safe to talk to you. All right, so we're going to move on to questions from kids. You want to read the first one, Josh?
Yeah. So the other day, my girlfriend had a dream about this person that she used to have a crush on giving her a hickey. Today, she's hanging out with that person. She tells me she didn't know that they were going to be there and that I shouldn't worry because she feels nothing for them. But I'm not sure. Am I wrong for being mad?
There's no wrong emotions.
There's no wrong emotions. I think your girlfriend was sharing a dream with you and had nothing to do with the connection. Like, I think if she was trying to hide it, she wouldn't have told you about the dream. Like, so you're not wrong for being mad because it's just an emotion, but at the same time, don't be mad at her.
I think it's just kind of stupid that the girl said that. I mean, not stupid, but like, there's just some things that you shouldn't say to your boyfriend or girlfriend, and something like you have a crush on someone who wants to do that. Like, I learned my lesson. I probably shouldn't have said stuff like that sometimes to my ex because he was just like way more like, well, what are you doing now? Blah, blah, blah. So like, just keep some of that stuff to your girlfriend.
Something like that doesn't, like, he doesn't want to hear that. He probably doesn't want to hear, like, past stuff either. I definitely, and that's not like you're lying to anybody, you know what I mean?
No, you're not.
It's just, some of that information.
So just tell your girlfriend, hey, that kind of stuff you can keep to yourself. Go tell your girlfriends. How about like that? That's advice that I would give you, is just like talk to her, say, I don't really want to hear this stuff. I just want to know you love me, then I love you, and like we're good. That kind of, just keep it to yourself.
She also might try to be getting attention out of you, so maybe look at how like much love you're giving her, because if she's saying that, she's trying to get a little rise out of you. See if you actually care.
I was going to ask you guys, you think that she's just naive, or is she trying to make him jealous? Like, what was her motivation?
Could be either one.
Could be either one.
So now we're
probably trying
him.
to make you jealous.
Probably.
So, guys, if you dream about someone who isn't your current romantic partner, you don't tell your romantic partner. We all have all kinds of dreams.
Unless it's a celebrity crush.
Yes. The dreams contain all kinds of imagery. They are symbolism, and they mean different things, but they don't necessarily mean that you're going to get a hickey from your crush.
Well, and that's what I was going to say, too. Like, even though your girlfriend told you this and had this dream, now she's saying it doesn't mean anything with this person that she used to have a crush. Have you ever had a dream that doesn't mean anything in real life? It was just in the dream. So it's like, look back at yourself and just trust that she's telling you the truth about this.
For me, it's like it's the confluence of all these events. She had the dream. She told you about it, and now she's off with this person. Like, why can't you be there too? Why aren't you joining her? Like, what? These events all in a row might be. Oh, and then the gist of the question is, am I normal to think or worry? Yes, I think anybody would be. And so you need to have a conversation with your girl about, well, why did all these things happen in a row? Like, is there something I need to know?
I think it's what KatieMichal said. She's trying to make you jealous, dude, and it's kind of working.
I remember having dreams though when I was I remember having dreams and dreaming about someone, just a long time friend or someone I haven't talked to in a while, and then the next day I'd be like, hey, what's going on? So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but Josh always teaches me to read the last line of the question. Am I wrong for being mad? No. But anger is not a primary emotion. It usually is
secondary.
It emanates from fear. In other words, primary meaning, what's the first thing you feel? So the first thing you feel is scared or shocked or worried. Yeah. And then you get angry. So now she's angry, or now you're angry. And so take the anger down and just say to her, I'm scared. Tell her what the primary emotion is. Because if you start with anger, that's going to back her into a corner and you're not going to get anywhere. But just start with, like, what was the primary emotion? It's like, I feel worried. You had a dream about this guy, and now you're going to be like, can you reassure me? Are we good?
Yeah.
And then
just have a talk.
Communication.
Mm-hmm. Communication is key.
Next question, Tara.
Okay. Yep. Well, recently I got out of work late, and my coworker, who is always protective of girls, wanted to walk me all the way home. We live on opposite sides of the city, and I thought it was too late for him to be walking so far at night. So I kept telling him that I could take care of myself. He was so persistent that it took us an hour to finally part ways. Was I being too stubborn? I don't know if I hurt his ego, because guys like to feel like they can be helpful to girls. The next day at work, he was so annoyed and avoiding me. Girl, if he just wants to walk you home because he's protective of, like, his other coworkers, like, I know a lot of guys who would do that because they're just like, no, you're a girl, I want to walk you home, I want to make sure you're safe, it's late, just let him freaking do it. Like, come on, like, he just wants to,
unless he had other intentions.
Exactly. So in this, she's like, he didn't have other intentions. I mean, but it might, because now he's annoyed.
Did. Otherwise, why is there an hour conversation about it? He just goes.
I've had friends who really honestly just want to make sure I'm safe.
For an hour?
She probably knows this. She knows this person, and she probably doesn't want to admit it, but she knows, or she doesn't want to, like, say it. But I think she gets the vibes that he wanted something more than just to walk her home.
So then why is it taking you an hour to just say no, bye? Just say no.
Oh, wait. So
no, thank you, bye.
Oh, okay. I thought they were taking her walking home. I thought they were walking home.
No,
for
they
an
just
hour.
stayed at work for an hour and talked
about walking home. Like, that's so stupid. Like, if you
because she probably didn't want to, like, hurt his feelings.
Just be honest.
She was being honest, dude. She was telling him, I don't need you to walk me home.
Right, but the only reason he'd be ignoring her today is if his feelings were hurt, because it was kind of a romantic gesture.
That's the only thing that makes me think he was trying to do more than just walk her home. Is because he was being avoidish the next day. Why?
I mean, since the dawn of time, walking a girl home has meant something.
Not in all cases, though. But in this case, yes. Okay, maybe.
You can walk a girl to her car if you just want to make sure she's safe. But once you're walking her all the way home across town, you like her.
Town
she doesn't
crazy.
have a car either, so it's like you don't have the option of that.
So,
but my best guy friend just did that for me. Like, when we went out, like, I went with some girlfriends, we went drinking. He showed up, we were saying hi and everything, and then he made sure to, like, walk me back to my place so I could get ready.
He's in love with you.
No, he's not.
Oh, by the way,
so
Tara.
then I could go back out again, and he walked me back to the other girl's place, and then walked back to his car. But there's, like, nothing there, and we even talked about it too. Like, do you think like he's attractive, I'm attractive, we think each other's attractive, but there is absolutely nothing there, and we both know that.
I think you're in denial.
I don't know. I feel like this
not.
person also went to work with the idea that she hurt his feelings and was probably also avoiding him in some way, which caused a weird relationship tension. And at the end of the day, like, I don't like the part where it says guys like to feel like they can be helpful to girls, because that puts, like, a very narrow field.
But they do.
Like, it's a protective thing because guys are stronger biologically.
They want to like show that they can, like, be there for you. So when you shut down like something so simple as
Yeah.
you know, walking them home, that definitely is gonna hurt the guy's ego.
It's
for sure.
emasculating.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
his-
that happened to me at work literally today. So my coworker's supposed to go on his lunch. We're like, you need to go on your lunch. You need to go on your lunch. And he's like, I'll just do this one last thing. And the things were like more manual labor, like nothing that we couldn't do. It was walking some mail to the post office and putting somebody's laundry in their car. Like we could have done that, but he was like insisting. And then my other coworker was like, no, we can do it. And he was like, no, it's fine. Literally, they had a 10-minute conversation, and I finally was just like, he wants to do it, just let him fucking do it. It's fine. You know what I mean? So like it's of course it's gonna hurt the guy's ego a little bit, you know, but if she felt that he had other intentions, she doesn't want to put herself in that situation where he gets to her house and they're like, okay, bye, and then he tries to kiss her. She's trying to not put that even, because then if she gets into that situation, then she might just go ahead and kiss him even though she didn't want to, right, Sam?
Oh, I think this happened to Sam.
Right?
Huh?
So Sam has a hard time saying no to people, right? So that might be this girl, and this girl might know that if she gets herself in that situation, she might not be able to say, no, I don't want to kiss you. Because it's one thing to say, no, don't walk me home. But once you get to there, then it gets even harder to deny somebody sometimes.
I wish she would have just said that in the question, though. This would make the conversation a whole lot easier. And we just say, get better at saying
she
no.
may have as hard a time saying her true story in the question as she has in real life. So it just may be hard for her to get to the actual point. Like, oh, I don't want to be so presumptuous to assume that this guy's in love with me. Like, she's just sort of holding back because, she just doesn't want to make that assumption.
Yeah.
But it's okay to make that assumption. No one thinks you're conceited.
No, not at all. Especially if you get that feeling.
Yeah.
You know when somebody likes you. I mean, most of the time.
Especially walking across town. I'm not wasting my energy.
That's right. That's right. You better
I'll call
run.
you an Uber.
Run,
okay?
run for your life on Jabbar's watch because
exactly.
he's busy.
Darren, I was going to say I'm like moving like 3 minutes away from you.
Really?
So
oh my God. So then
you
in
really?
August, you can help me move. I'm still going to stay in the same area.
Oh, you guys are going to vlog it
I'm
up
moving
then.
next week.
He's available to
We're
vlog
all
it up.
moving.
Yeah, it's
Oh
time
my
to go.
God.
not
Wait,
moving.
where?
Not moving.
Wait, we'll talk afterwards. I want to know your cross streets.
Got it.
Okay, cool. I'm so excited.
Please share your coordinates.
Oh my God.
Okay,
All right, Jabbar, would you read the next question?
Sure.
Wait, this is a short one. Can I read it?
Sure.
God, you always give me the long ones.
I'm
You
sorry.
kind of
I
know. No, if you would have, if Jabbar would have read this one, Sam would have read the other one. Look at the one that I would have had to
Oh
freaking
my God,
read.
it's a novel.
Are you kidding?
Your
All right, you got
My
the small one,
dyslexia
though.
would have flared up like a mofo, dude. Like, nah. Okay. My boyfriend and I, it should read, my boyfriend and I have been dating for about 2 months and we don't talk that much. He doesn't have a phone to call or text me, so it's hard. What should I do?
All right, so you have to imagine that they're 12. Because in a
Oh.
lot of cases,
I get
that's
that.
what this is.
I'm like, I don't know. Did you come from the freaking past? Like, I don't. Where's your teleportation? Go back home where you like use birds.
Yeah,
I mean-
they're
So
12.
if they're 12, you're not dating this person. You guys just like each other and maybe just hang out during lunch and recess.
Yeah.
You don't
That's-
speak 12 anymore.
Let me
You
just.
Yeah.
lost your
I think
ability
so.
to communicate. Go ahead,
I
Sam.
nanny a 12-year-old girl.
There we
okay?
go.
Just. So she was dating this
Yeah.
boy named Hunter.
Right. It's always Hunter.
It's Hunter,
Yeah.
okay? And she would deny. We're not dating, but I would read her text messages. Because they were so comical. It's like, I love you so much, baby. I love you. I'm like, excuse me? I'm very protective of her, okay?
Yeah, please.
And like, he was like, send me a pic. And I was like, oh.
They're like 12. They're horny.
And she like took the
cute.
cutest
No.
selfie. I was
Oh.
like, she's still
The cutest
innocent,
selfie.
thank God.
Okay.
But like, he was like, do you want to go on a date? And she was like, my mom won't let me. He goes, we can just go sit at Coffee Bean. She's like, my mom won't let me. I'm like,
I love
damn
this
straight your
12-year-old
mom won't
voice.
let you. She has no idea that I know all of this stuff, but I know everything.
We really need you
Keeping
here
tabs
every
on
week
her.
because you are our window. This is how it happens, so we need to know. And you can bring her here. She'll sit here and be our in-studio guest.
She probably would too.
Oh, yeah. And so,
do you think that this is like a real relationship? They really think?
I think he's really into her, and she's very prideful that someone's very into her, and she says no a lot, which I really need to learn from her because I have issues with that. But she's like, Hunter, we're not dating. We're not dating. I love you. I love you too. Like,
wait, that's mixed messages.
My little sister, she's only 10.
Oh, we have a 10-year-old in the mix.
I have a 10-year-old, but of course they live in New Jersey. So she has like an iPhone. She's always on Snapchat doing little cute filters. I'm like, I want to go through your phone next time I'm home.
You need to.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
All right, so what's going on here, Sam, with this one? Because he doesn't text.
So we should answer her question, even though you guys aren't dating. What should this girl do, Sam?
No, it says me and my boyfriend.
So, okay. Like, I think that personally, it's only been, it's 2 months. And if you're 12, or even if you're not 12, if they don't have a phone and they can't call you or text you, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, deal with it.
Well,
like,
or use the landline like they did years
I have a
ago.
landline, actually.
I don't have a landline. But, like, okay, so if he doesn't have a cell phone, obviously he's young. Because
does he
no,
have,
I have
does he have
no,
email?
I have
'Cause
friends my age that don't have phones.
Wait, no, guys,
Or
remember,
scandalous.
Sean got his phone taken away, so he doesn't have one.
True. No, there has to be wait. There has to be some type of communication, whether it's like over Twitter on your computer, or maybe like he can use somebody else's computer.
Even
the
more
library.
romantic than email. This is what happened in the olden days when I was a kid. You write a
God,
note
stop.
and you fold it like really cute,
And you
and triangles and stuff. And you press it into one of his. Do you guys still have books?
Lockers.
Yeah. You make him notes.
I think they're talking more about when they're not at
point.
school.
Like they're not
or
talking
when they're
much.
But you need to be face to face with the person anyway. And
Yeah, to talk.
This is just a
sometimes
stupid question.
not communicating via
Well, not stupid.
texting
Not
could
stupid,
turn
but-
into an advantage if you learn how to talk to him face to face.
True. That's so true.
Yeah.
Those are great skills for them to have later in life, because think if so many relationships are over the phone or over the internet.
No, I
Catfish.
hate when people I always tell like any guy that comes into my life right now that's more interested than friendship. It's not been a lot, but I'm just saying. I hate texting. Like, I don't like texting you all that much. Like, if you want to talk, I want to, like, FaceTime you or, like, see you in person or, like, something. Like, I think face-to-face conversation, because I've had so many text messages where I'm like, what are you trying to say? Are you mad at me now, or you're just like chilling? Like, what is it? Like, face-to-face communication is the most important thing, I think, and that's what like I always say to like anyone. I'm like, screw Snapchat and stuff. Like, it's cute like once you know like what's going on and stuff and you're just like chilling, but just like for stuff like this, like in person, figure it out.
I feel like
I don't know
our
why I said
generation is
that.
losing that face.
They are.
And like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 23, but I even feel like everyone who's 10 years younger than me, like, we're screwed.
Do you notice that people can't even like look each other in the eyes anymore? I talk to so many people my age, and I like try to engage them in the eyes, and they won't even freaking look me in the eyes. They're just like, yeah, and listening. I'm like, oh my God, I can't be your friend. If
But
you
also,
can't,
like, when people, I go to restaurants and you see a group of
Friends on their
friends,
and they're all on their
they're
phones.
on their phone.
So
That's why I always do that. Put
drives
the
me
phone down, and whoever picks it up
insane.
first pays.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good
Ooh.
game.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
My friends do that. We all just
Yeah.
stack our phones there, and we said
Because
What's
you're
the point
out.
of going to dinner if you're all going to sit there and text each other?
Exactly.
You know they're texting each other.
My grandma, she would say the darndest things. We would be at like Thanksgiving or something, and me and my cousin, because he's only 6 months younger than me, right? So like imagine me at 17 and he's 16, right? And we're sitting at the table, and we would have our phones. And she'd be like, "What are you guys doing? Texting each other? You're right next to each other. Why don't you just talk?" And we'd be like, "Oh my God!" Like literally would call us out, and low-key we would be texting each other because we wanted to be talking about things that were like,
You
like
can't talk around your
yeah, you
grandma.
can't like talk around your grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you kind of have to just
Like, how much
accept
did you drink last night? I'm just kidding.
accept that your phone accept that your phone and digital communication is intoxicating. It's
Yeah.
it's a controlled substance, so you need to control how often you use it. And
But-
it builds strength and character if you can put it down for an hour. Yes, but
So
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, but let's not leeway.
so back
Let's
to the question.
Segue.
back to the question.
yes.
Let's not go on tangents anymore. What should this person do?
Talk
This
to the
girl-
boy.
During school.
talk during school. If that doesn't work, then well, you guys aren't dating.
You're just so
Okay.
young.
I wouldn't say not.
You can call
If
it
they
whatever
wanna
you
call
wanna
it dating,
that
they
makes
call
you
it
Go
dating.
ahead.
But at
I'm
the end of
calling
the day,
it not
like,
dating.
Before you got into this relationship, you
How
knew
did
he
you
didn't have a
guys
phone.
communicate?
You didn't have a yeah,
But
exactly.
How did
Don't
you guys
get,
communicate to the point where you were like, oh yeah, we're gonna be
So go back
boyfriend
to
and girlfriend
that.
now? Yeah, go back to that.
just
However
don't be
that was.
upset now that it's the same as it was before.
Do
Like,
you guys know what they used to do in the olden days
Don't
before
expect-
Oh my God,
telephones?
stop.
they
Have you heard the
expect
term?
phone?
Have you heard the term calling card?
I've heard of telegrams.
Yeah. So what a calling card is like you have a card and you would put in there that you would like to keep company with a certain girl on a certain day, like, and you'd go to the house and
What?
drop it off with her father, and it would be a calling card. It would be like, and then someone would send a message back that it's okay for you to come and sit in the parlor for an hour on Sunday from 2 to 3. So it was like it
I'm
was
so
very
happy we don't-
organized,
That's not the case anymore.
Wow.
right? But I mean,
No, honestly, that seems kind of nice because that forces the guy to like
Meet
grow
the
some balls and
parents.
do something, and if you end up not liking it, the girl just like next time, tells her daddy to tell him no. Honestly, like I'd be chill with that.
right.
Well-
So just remember that people have always found it awkward to actually sort of arrange a communication opportunity between two people that might like each other. So it was kind of sort of there were systems in place, and now it's like a free for all with everybody just So
It's so much of a free for
I don't know
all.
what to do.
right. So you're not alone in feeling really awkward and really. What do I do? What's my next move? The moves used to be more choreographed and organized than
The
they are now.
moves aren't at all
I think
now.
it's just really
Yeah.
big
confusing.
picture and small picture for them. Don't be upset because you weren't upset before. Nothing's changed in the situation.
Yeah.
Like
We're spending a long time on this one question.
I
It's
know
just like you're
because
going
it,
like
it
down
kind of
these
This is like a
resonates.
12-year-old and we don't even
With
know
a
what
Sam-
it is.
it
How's
could be a
your
20
reading,
year old.
Sam?
Who knows?
Me-
It's fine.
Okay, so can you read?
Oh, Sam, thanks.
Sorry, KatieMichal.
Go ahead. Next one.
Like opposites attract.
Wait, aren't
Oh,
we?
yeah.
Like sometimes.
That's why we're friends.
You guys are adorable.
The next thing is
Oh,
a
it's,
video, I thought.
it's a video.
No.
Yeah.
Our
Oh, we have a
large
video?
students.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we-
Uh-huh.
Cut, roll the videotape. Well, before you roll the videotape, Matt, let
How
me
long is this video?
let me set this up. Okay, so what was
5 minutes.
happening was
5-minute
If you-
video?
it's not 5 minutes, is it? No, it's pretty short. So, and we can talk all the way through it because there's really not. If we talk all the way through it, we will be interrupting Vice President Mike Pence, and so why not?
Okay, let's do it.
So Mike Pence was a commencement speaker at Notre Dame, which is a really normal school. It's not like a severely Christian.
It's just a chill. It's a chill
It's
school.
just a chill, normal school that you'd be proud to go to.
Great
Rudy,
football team.
Rudy, right?
Yeah.
So, for a bunch of kids, this was not the commencement speaker that they would have sent away
well,
for.
of course.
And this ensued. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you all.
So they introduced Mike Pence, and a bunch of kids are like,
Same.
no.
Same.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh, look at her rainbow flag.
That's a lot of students,
That is
and
so
those are
many
some like honor students too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
fellow honorees.
And Mike Pence is up there like, yeah, but I was...
Dude, those are like honor people. Look at those.
Parents,
Sarah?
I'm all for
Family and
that.
friends.
100%.
Jessica? Sarah? Wait, what?
all who've come from here in
They're like,
Oh.
we better start drinking now.
Stop it.
Congratulations to
Oh my God.
So, and then they spoke to a few of them, and they were very articulate, and they just said he doesn't represent any of our beliefs, and so we just walked out.
Yeah,
Literally.
I love that.
Yeah.
Take a stand.
Honestly,
I mean, they got a lot of like shit for it
They
too,
did,
though.
they did.
They're like, if you can't handle this, you can't handle the real world. They're graduating from a great school. I'm sure they know
Did
when
you see
to
all those
use their
people
power.
with like the
They're
banners
allowed
and
to
shit?
walk
like,
out
those were,
honors,
Those were
yes.
the honors. Those were not just like your good old fashioned like graduates. Those were people with like big brains. Like
Big,
shouldn't-
they're gonna be
dreams, big
okay.
futures.
They shouldn't get shit for that because, like, you can walk out of places if you want to. That's not even a thing. Where you're supposed
like
to
being-
just
well,
stay
it's
there for
fu-
graduation.
Well, the
You
thing is, it's like
to be sad.
for respectful. If you're coming from like like devil's advocate right now,
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
a respectful way, like we should all have manners and whatever. But
They were taking a
honestly,
stand.
honestly, like with something like that, with somebody like that,
go.
The commencement
to them.
speakers
Good
are
job.
oftentimes political, and usually if it's a different sort of political philosophy than your own, you would still sit there and listen.
But it's
because
Mike
it
Pence.
wasn't as severe as it is today, that our government has sort of been hijacked, and a lot of people feel that way very strongly.
I
that
mean, if
this
Donald
isn't-
Trump wanted to come and do a speech where I was,
I don't
I
think
would walk
no one
out.
would go.
He did at the Coast Guard Academy, and they
Well, I
all
wasn't
because
there.
it's the Coast Guard, they had to stay.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
And
That's the only reason they had him do a speech there is because they knew they were under orders to
he
stay.
did a commencement speech in prison.
Yeah, that's why you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's truly in prison.
Smart, Donald Trump. You're smart. We should give him a little bit of credit for that one.
Good job. Oh man.
And basically his speech was all about him and how many electoral votes he got. So, and how he's the worst treated politician in history. And people on Twitter were posting Nelson Mandela like, yeah, no, I don't think you are.
Literally, JFK got shot in the head for. Come on.
Yeah. So
Say it. Go JFK. I actually just looked at an article yesterday about all the presidents that had assassinations like tried on them, but got free or missed or whatever. And it was actually pretty interesting. There was more assassination tries than you might think.
and thus the Secret Service, and they've been doing a pretty good job. Give it up for them. All right, next question, Jabbar.
Oh, so you skipped Sam?
Oh, Sam. Sorry, I left off at Sam, and I didn't mean to skip her. Go ahead.
Shut up. All of my friends have depression and are suicidal. I feel like I have to become a therapist to help them. I've told them to seek professional help, but they say that they're scared. I've suggested other things like music or drawing, and they say that those don't work. I want to learn how to become a therapist to help them, but I don't know how to do that. Plus, how can I help other people if I'm struggling with taking care of myself? I'm depressed too. I don't know what to do. Wow, that was
Sounds
deep.
like teenagers.
What a great kid. She really wants to help.
Yeah.
But you have to help yourself before you can help others.
Yep.
Yeah, but damn, all your
Just
friends.
like you can't love someone else before you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the same.
Those are good
Yeah.
universal rules. Yes. Go ahead, Jabbar.
She's strong because like
Yeah.
all your friends are suicidal and depressed. That's tough. You would think you would become.
Seems like she
suicidal.
has a great heart, though,
I mean,
because
that
she wants to
could
help
be
them all.
why, in some ways, like what you surround yourself with.
Other people's
Right.
energy for sure.
Yeah.
So I will say that like being in this friend group, none of you, I mean, I've said on the show before, it's going to sound harsh, but none of you are really friends because you can't be there for someone if you're not there for yourself in the first place, like Wheezy had said. So it's really very much you have to better yourself and make sure that you're okay before you can be there for other people other than just supporting them through their own journey. You can't be the therapist for them.
Well, I agree to a certain extent because, you know, sometimes people can be depressed for years. So, but I also don't think you shouldn't have friends while you're depressed because you can't be there, you know, like.
I didn't say don't have friends. That's why I said it's going to sound weird the way I'm saying it. But at the same time, like, your friendships aren't going to really be 100% friendships because it's mostly about what's going on with, like, you when you're depressed.
Maybe.
But you need to surround. I mean, don't you need to surround yourself with things that make you like with friends, like support group. But I guess if those support group are not
The problem when you're depressed, if you surround
also-
yourself with people, a lot of times, in my opinion, and from also taking a lot of psychology classes, is when you surround yourself with those people when they're not there, then you become extremely depressed. It's like a wave kind of. If you're always looking to fill that space by having people around you, then when you're at home alone, the thoughts get 10 times worse because it's like it just really varies about where you are in your journey, as well as, I'm not saying don't cut off your friendships. It's just that when you're friends with someone who's depressed, not necessarily talking about this person in particular, but now talking about her friendships, those people aren't necessarily there for you. A lot of what's going on with them is talking about their depression, talking about what's going on with them, and really trying to make sure that they're okay. And there's a lack of the love and connection that's not coming your way, which could also be feeding into your depression. So it's very difficult situation when you're friends with people who are depressed and also being depressed yourself.
Well, I think that the first step in this situation, I think they all should see a therapist.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't make them. So
No, you can't make them. But I think, I mean, yeah, like going to a therapist could be scary the first couple of times. And like,
Maybe they can go with them. That can be a step. Like,
Maybe they
Yeah.
can
I'll
do
go
like a
with
group
you.
Exactly. I
counseling.
think
Yeah,
that's a
they
good thing.
could.
Even-
How about you suggest that? advice.
You could start
Suggest
by
a group council.
You could start by calling a helpline together.
Yeah.
And sort of explaining the situation. There could be some codependency that's going on in that it can be sort of addictive to only feel like you're valid in the light of somebody else, but none of you have enough light, to share, and you've got to generate your own light.
You guys need help somewhere else.
I do think it's awesome that you want to become a therapist, but just know you're not going to be, become a therapist overnight just to help them.
Yeah.
It's more of, if you want to become a therapist, you're going to become a therapist to help future people. But basically you would go to school.
Right. I think one thing that didn't really touch on, if they're in therapy themselves and they really want to help their friends, and if they're not in therapy, I think the biggest step that they can make that could make the most impact is showing their friends that therapy can help with the situation. So go into therapy yourself if you're not. Yeah.
And I know it can feel like, I should be able to find the right thing to say that's going to solve this problem, but you haven't found the right thing to say to yourself that solves the problem. So people do go to school for long periods of time to become a therapist. It's a difficult degree, and it requires a lot of study, and you learn layers and layers and layers. Like Josh was saying, he's taken some classes in this. It's like, this is complicated stuff, how your brain works, and how our mind works, how our mood works, how mood disorders affect us, etc. So it's deep, and you're not supposed to know it all at 13, 14, 15, 17.
But I think they're pretty intelligent because...
Oh, you're intelligent, yeah.
Yeah, like this person is, because you're just like, I want to do this. I've suggested this. That's not working. But also, I don't know how much more I can because I have this too. Like, you're already a good couple notches above people that, like, maybe if you're 14, 15, 16, like, you're pretty smart. And so I just think, like, Josh said, like, help yourself first and then, like, lead by example.
Right. And if you're drowning, nobody can grab a hold of you because you're not a life raft. You're also drowning. So
if you want to be there for your friends, you need to be there for yourself first, and then there you go.
All right, Jabbar, next question, please.
My boyfriend left me and gave me like a million reasons why. He said that he doesn't know if he wants a serious relationship and that I caused him to leave because I wanted him to tell a girl off who tried to have sex with him. After he was done being mean to me at school, he called me and said that he forgave me for all that I have done. He also told me he's dating someone new and that they have kissed. He made me feel like the whole breakup was my fault, and I honestly don't understand what I did wrong. I was just wondering what your opinion is on him and how he acted.
He acted like a child. Sorry.
He also acted like someone who wanted to break up with you.
Yeah.
And a million reasons is one reason. I was ready to go date someone else, and that's the hardest thing. And we all try to weave all sorts of scenarios that aren't that. But sometimes it's just simply that. And that's why we date, because we're not going to marry everyone. We're just going to go through people until there's this certain click. And it's heartbreaking when you have to just say, I guess he wanted to kiss her. But it just sounds like that's what the story is here.
That is it. That's all of it. That's it. She hit it on the nose. It
doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. No. It just means that...
But her question is, I was just wondering what your opinion is on him and how he acted. He acted...
I think it's super not cool of him if he made it seem like it was your fault.
That's not right. Yeah.
And I think that at the end of the day, there are things that you could take responsibility for, like the part of saying that you told him to tell a girl off just because she wanted to have sex with him. He didn't, unless you can correct me or say something different, he didn't do it. So there was no reason for him to be mean to another person. So that's also like, just if you want to tell her off yourself. Like, don't try to force someone to do something that they're not comfortable with either. So there's things that you could look at and grow from, and in your next relationship, don't do that, because then maybe there won't be a reason why.
And another key factor is guys do not tend to
tell
girls off who want to have sex with them. They see that as a compliment, and they either choose to take them up on it or not. And the valorous thing to do is to not have sex with her, and that should be enough for you moving forward. Yes, go ahead.
In the first year, I think it was first or second year of dating my ex, there was this girl who was like texting him saying like, I want to fuck you and like all this stuff.
Oh my God. Can we please? That's the second F-bomb in the show. Damn. We're going to get a rating from YouTube. That means little kids can't watch our show.
Okay. No, but it was like, it was like a legit, like that was what the text said. Sorry. Okay. My bad. I want to F you. And like, I got so mad because he didn't even say like nothing. Like he just like let her... And then he let her talk to him again over messaging. And I was like, seriously, dude? But now when I look back on it, I was like, oh, well, I guess you took it like a compliment, because if someone said that to me, I'd be like, well, you're not going to, but thanks for that. Like, I mean, it's nothing. He didn't do it. Right. So it's just like, whatever, But that same thing happened to me. But We didn't.
No,
break
and
up
guys are not
yet.
going to be like, "Why? How dare you? I'm
How dare
offended." Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
not. I mean,
No.
Jabbar,
But put yourself in your shoes though. Like for the girl, like if someone said that to you, like what? Come
You'd
on,
just be
you
like,
kind of
nope.
like it.
No thanks,
Nope.
but it's good.
I mean,
Maybe.
yeah,
if he was
your
cute.
maybe your expectations you could sort of fine tune them a little bit within your next relationship, so that
Yeah.
maybe the guy doesn't feel so pressured to do everything exactly the way.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
I
be a
think
controlling
beyond this-
girlfriend.
I think beyond the specific situation, what happened with her offering sex, I think it's also guys don't do well when people try to tell them what to do anyway either. So it's like don't try to ever control someone. And this is reverse too. The guy should never try to control his girlfriend either.
Right.
So it's like let people do what they want to do, and at the end of the day, if they go out and do something that's not okay with what you have as a relationship, so if he actually went through with this, then break up with him. It's just there's things that happen that you have to look at from a point, and is it worth fighting over now if it's not going to matter in a year from now?
No, but she's
Like,
still into him at the moment, and so he shouldn't be telling you who he kissed
No,
unless you're
that's
just pressuring him
inappropriate
for
too.
information, which
I
he's-
feel
you
like
know,
everyone's
yeah.
else relationship is so much like unfun than mine. Is that a word? Like all my girlfriends would be like, if a girl was texting me like, "Oh, you're cute," blah blah blah, they'd be like, "Oh, she's kind of cute. You should do it." It was always that type of relationship. Like they're making fun of them
just
because
teasing
they
it.
trust me, but
Right.
they're always like, "Oh, you should do that with her." I'm like, I don't know. Maybe my relationships are just weird like that.
Well, I guess if it's a confident girl, she would
I
tease
can
you.
Yeah, and
About
I think
it.
I just date confident
Agree
people.
with that. Yeah, Jabbar, your relationships are weird.
I think I did that though.
But I guess
Mhm.
the reason let's ask ourselves this question. Yeah, you did that?
I think I did because I
Yeah.
joked. I was like, "Oh yeah, what do you think of that little hottie there, huh? And like
So-
it would be funny with it because I just like I
Yeah.
knew he wasn't gonna cheat on me.
Yeah, that's right. But let's before we move on from this girl, when she said, "I was just wondering what your opinion on him is on him and how he acted," I think she's trying to get validation from us that she has a right to think that he was a bad guy.
He's not a
And-
bad guy. You both were immature. Not immature. I'm not going
Young.
to say you were immature, but you're young and
Yeah.
you haven't experienced a lot of stuff. You
Yeah.
guys both did stuff wrong, and the relationship just wasn't meant to be in the discussion.
Right.
Yeah.
There was some oversharing and maybe over assuming or expectations that were a little bit too high. And from every relationship, we can learn. You may wind up back with this guy. You never know what the future holds. You may be like a true love, but I would say give him more space and trust each other more. But right now, step away, let him have this thing, and don't ask him any more questions about it.
Yeah, you guys aren't together.
All right, Josh, next question.
Joshua.
I was at a party and I made a joke, not knowing it would hurt my friend's feelings. When I went to apologize, my other friend said that a while ago the offended friend said she doesn't like me and finds me annoying. Then a girl in class said that I'm weird and that my presence annoys her. Because of these situations, I feel like everyone is pretending to be my friend and that everyone hates me. Now I'm questioning if I like who I am and if I should change.
Tara.
Very similar for me in high school because I just had a very different personality. Like you have an interesting personality, KatieMichal. Like you're out there, you're fun, you're outgoing, but like
But what?
no, not a butt, like in the sense, but like I think because you didn't have this situation in high school, right? Like you were pretty chill with everyone. Like it wasn't, or it was. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but
your story, Tara.
okay. Well, no, because what I'm saying is like because where I'm from, people aren't like that. So like I get along with KatieMichal, but people like us wouldn't get along with people where I'm from, and so it's like it could be something like that where your personality just doesn't match. So I thought I was like just wrong, and I was questioning like, well, should I act like this and should I act like that? But then like I moved to LA and I grew up, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not annoying. People don't hate me. It's just like I click with certain people, but I couldn't tell that from high school because no one else was kind of like me in high school. So
Yeah, unless you're actually doing something that is like rude, or I mean, anybody can really be annoying to anybody. It just depends on like, I mean, the way somebody eats or it's the way somebody talks. And that's not that person's fault. That's the person that thinks it's annoying. That's something that they, need to work on. Like one of my things that I don't know why, but when my coworkers tell me like, hey, I'm going to go do this, I honestly, it takes everything for me to be like, I don't care. Just go. Like, why do you need to tell me? That's something that should not annoy some. That's something that I need to work on, not that person. Do you feel me? So I think Tara is right. I don't think you should change who you are unless you're like actually being a mean person, or you know what I mean? Like, you can't change being annoying. It's the person that thinks you're annoying that needs to kind of reflect on themselves. Because, I mean, like, look at it as like a little kid that's being annoying. You know what I mean? Like, that's not that kid's fault.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with everything.
Unless you're like doing, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. You know what I mean? Something like that. But I don't think you're in school doing something like that.
I mean, I definitely agree with everything that's been said. I think that if you don't really need to question if you like who you are and if you should change, only if you think you're doing something that might be offensive or rude. What kind of indicates that you might be, to me, is that what you made a joke not knowing it would hurt your friend's feelings, which may sound like, to me, I'm inferring that this person is probably making jokes where the other person is the expense of the joke. Yeah. And so if they're doing that, and I found myself doing it sometimes too, because we're really super cool with each other, but sometimes it goes too far. And when there's a resentment building up by your friend because it happened once and then it happened again and happened again, and they don't want to say anything to you, it can get to a point where then a massive blow up happens where then they just hate you or they think you're annoying, and they won't tell you why because of that one time that they didn't allow you to correct your behavior. So there may be something to look at, but also there may not be.
Well,
just talk to your friend.
Just think about it. Girls love to bandwagon onto other things. So if one girl like hates somebody, the other girls, you know, if they like that one a little bit more or something, or they have some little thing against you, they're just gonna make it into a huge deal. So you also got to think about that. Not everybody hates you. They're kind of just bandwagoning it right now. You
Definitely,
know what I mean?
that's a great term. Go ahead, Sam.
Back to the girl I nanny. So, literally 6th grade, some girl stole my child, not my child, but I call her my child, my child's dance move in dance class, and the whole 6th grade hated this girl.
Ooh.
Like, they bandwagon, like, it's nobody's business. Like, if one girl doesn't like another girl, if that girl has more friends than that girl,
done.
Boom.
It
shifts.
Done.
It shifts like just picture like a bunch of fish deciding we're going over here. And then okay, so there's just a couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, it's great if you have a unique and interesting personality.
Yes.
And so don't take one sort of social interaction as evidence that you're supposed to completely change your personality. You're not. But there's two things that I would ask you to take a look at that people can find annoying and that people don't often realize that they're doing. One is make sure you're not interrupting other people. Make sure that you are asking questions about other people and not only talking about your own stuff. And three, I have a lot of advice. 3, don't hijack conversations. So in other words, if KatieMichal and Tara and Sam were talking about how they went to the beach and I'm suddenly like, I like trains, you know.
If you said that, I would die. I would die. Could you imagine that if you're having this conversation with somebody and your other friend comes up and just I like trains? I'd be like, what did you smoke? Like, when can I have some?
So read the room. What's going on? Swim with everybody, but do you.
Some people have a hard
You
time
remind me of
doing
Christian
that.
Wig
though.
just said.
Well, yeah.
Some people just have a hard time reading other people.
Yeah.
I think I have.
Can't
They
do
do.
it.
Social cues because of their phones. People suck
Yeah.
at being like socially acceptable and like not, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm
Sorry,
talking
I
about
just
is
interrupted you, Jabbar. I'm an
fine-tuning, adjustments, but don't think that you have to completely rewrite yourself because
Yeah.
that's not
take
even
a
going to
s-
be possible.
What I always did in kindergarten is I took a step back. I think I said this on the show, and I sat in the kiddie pool and I examined situations.
Wait, you had a moment in kindergarten of
Yeah.
self-reflection?
Yeah. I did.
Wow.
What
This is
a
advanced.
genius! Are
actually-
you writing a book?
No, actually, every day. No, every single day. I've said this before. I'm really sure I said this before, but every single day I would sit in the kiddie pool before like the day started, and like, yes, I'm serious.
Why are you able to sit in a kiddie pool
Because
in
it
the
was
morning
reading
before the
Cosmo.
state?
It was in a kiddie pool. It was in a kiddie pool that
What
didn't-
is this, like the group
No.
sauna where all the
No.
old men like come in? I'm so confused.
KatieMichal. It was a kiddie pool that had no water, and they allowed me to just sit there.
Ah.
See, the no water part was a
Sorry.
really like
Sorry.
you needed to lead
I thought
with
you were like
that.
sitting in the kiddie pool like
Glasses on.
Water park.
What kind of school is this?
No. Okay, so So no, kiddie pool with no water, and I would just like sit back and watch everyone and how like their day is starting and what's going on, and then I would join in. And I do that a lot as an adult too, because then I'm like, okay, how is this person acting, and how can I go up to this person where I know I'm not going to offend them, or I can do this, or I can do that. I think it's really good to examine situations before you dive into stuff. Even if you're confident, still examine the situation.
I actually really agree with you on that, because whenever I do anything new, like I just started a job at Chipotle this week. Woo, woo.
Chipotle.
Coming over.
Chipotle.
I mean, hopefully they're not watching this because it's sound weird, but I basically just I'm super quiet and I don't really I'm
You're
not
always
myself
quiet.
in the I'm super quiet and I don't really be myself at first because I am watching everybody else and I'm taking everything in and seeing who is well with this person, who does this well with this, or like who, like all of it, and then like 6 months later I'm running the whole place. That's what happened with one of my nonprofits. I was like super quiet in the back, and then now I've been chair for 3 years, so it's like it really it's a good skill to have when you can read the room, see what other people, their relationships with each other,
and take it over.
Yeah, take it over.
Samesies. Okay, me and Sam. The way that me and Sam the way me and Sam became best friends is that we were doing background work together, and were we not super silent for a good like hour and a half? We just like sat there, and then finally it was like we got placed together, and we still just like didn't say, literally examining who is this person, what, you know what I mean?
KatieMichal being quiet. Wow.
I know, right?
That's actually how we
Did
met.
I talk to you for like the first hour and a half?
Nobody talked to anyone.
No.
Wait.
And
You
then
have to back this train up. What is background work? You're talking to
we're both actors. So background work is like, 50, 100, 150 bucks here and there, just
you're
to like
the people.
stand in the back.
In the back.
Literally, my whole role in the movie was my shoulder. The camera was right here. Remember? The camera was right here, and just this part of my shoulder was in the movie.
So does your shoulder get recognized out?
No.
I mean,
background work.
that's actually how me.
No, background work is all like, I mean, most of it is all non-union.
Yeah,
You know what
I mean
And
that's
the
how we
director
met
yells,
as well.
Background.
Oh my God!
That's how we met. That's how.
Wow!
Like-
We also met
Wait,
on
Katie,
the background.
Yeah, so we met each other on a background set for this movie, and then she was super quiet too when she was there at first.
Hard to
And so was
picture.
I was like,
Yeah,
and then I was
but
like lying
then-
dead on the ground, like in that
Right,
jacket that they had me in. But yeah, that's how we met, and then we did the auditions.
Because
and
it
I
was
like,
played
we
a
were
dead guy?
examining.
I wasn't dead. It was they had me in a winter jacket in the middle of the desert.
No, it was hot. We were all like,
and then the
covered
tornado
up.
came through this.
Oh my God! It was a crazy shoot. It was
a good one.
movie though.
It was a good movie. Yeah, so it was really cool. But yeah, we were both quiet at first, and then
Yeah,
we
because we
started
were
talking.
examining. It's so funny. That's so true. Wait, Jabbar. Wait, what? Say?
So remember that we were at a high school. It was like a lot of Asians. It was like an Asian production. But you were in a classroom, and we were all in a classroom, and that's how we met the first time. I couldn't
doesn't
forget
remember.
you.
I
could
forgot.
not
She
forget
forgot.
you. You were this
Aw.
person.
Oh, with Taylor? Me and
What?
the tall brown hair girl?
I'm not sure.
Wait, we met before this?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I could not forget. When I first met you, I was like, I cannot forget this voice.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
It was
That's
like
so cute.
like a year and a half ago.
Because I remember that shoot, I was wearing like and then I laughed at the kid, the main kid,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you were there.
All right, we have
I
to
feel
ask.
like
We have to ask this one last question. That's very fascinating.
Wow.
But I just love this question so much that I'm going to read it. What skills should I obtain to become more attractive as a potential boyfriend? So far, I've noted cooking and playing piano. Any suggestions? How much do I love this boy?
Dude,
Okay.
I already love you. What's your number?
He's the best. He's so
775.
systematic.
I'm just kidding.
He's so systematic about it. About procuring his skill set, to obtain women.
I think it's adorable.
All right,
It's
so,
adorable, but
ladies-
like, do you like doing that stuff? Is that enjoying
Yeah,
to
find
you?
something
Because
you
that's-
like.
That's
Right,
kind
but-
of
but
scares
please
me.
note, this is a serious kid who just goes about the world very systematically. So, what advice? Don't make fun, but what
No.
advice
I'm
would
not
you?
making
No, that's
fun.
not fun. I think
No,
All right, go.
I'm worried for you because okay,
He's
this
12.
Is, no, this is my worry.
Stop saying
Don't say that. Like, I'm trying to do this to get people. Like, if you enjoy cooking and you know that's a thing that girls like, then do that. But if you don't enjoy anything that you're thinking girls like, we're not gonna like that. We love seeing you love to do something.
Exactly.
That is
Passion.
exactly what
it
I
doesn't
look
matter what
in a
it
guy.
is.
My ex was not passionate about anything. Why do you think he's my ex? Sorry.
Oh,
Tara,
that's it.
you don't know
Okay,
how to
so-
act
I
on
mean,
this
cooking and
show.
piano are two
They're-
really
they're-
nice.
okay.
But no,
They-
but it's like the truth though. It's like
They
we
are.
Right, the truth,
love
yeah.
when you are passionate towards something. So be passionate towards something, and girls will like that. Find what you like, and that is how to get a girl.
And if you're like Weezy said, very systematical on cooking and piano
Yeah.
are very two good top choices. And I think that also, like she said, the passion translates, and the confidence is what is really needs to be there with what you're doing. I don't think it really
There's
matters.
Girls aren't gonna be attracted to somebody that's like, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. At the end of the day, like, we don't care. We don't want to hear that. If we find that out along the way, oh, wait,
Great.
you cook? Oh my
Bonus.
god! And then, or like, you come over to my house and like, I have a piano at my house, and you just started playing the piano.
Oh my god.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't like go into meeting
I
a
can play
girl
piano.
thinking, okay, I need to make sure that she knows that I can do this, this, and this, because then I'm a more suitable.
Yeah, don't go
suitor.
to the first day and be like,
Like-
I can cook.
Yeah,
I can
like
play
when you-
piano.
when
I
you-
can
Great
do-"
to have those. If that's what you want to do. If maybe your passion is learning all these new things and excelling in it just so that you can be the best person that you can be, perfect. But don't like. My thing is that I'm afraid you will lead with that and just automatically, Sam, look what I can do, look what I can do, look what I can do, look what I can do. So that I'm just like, oh my god, whatever. Don't do that.
You're looking at sort of dating the way you would a job interview. Like you're going to hand over your resume and please note my skill set. It includes cooking and piano.
That's what I said. Focus on the confidence. So
Yeah, he might not be confident in himself, and you need to be confident, because the more confident you are and you have skills that you like doing.
Exactly. If you can cook without confidence, that you're not.
And
good
that's
at,
really
sorry.
awesome.
It's so yeah.
It's awesome that you're thinking about this and that you want to know how to be pleasing to a girl, because it means that you just like people and you want to be well liked. But girls really like it when you do what you love, and I think that's. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think you should take up hobbies that make you happy and
Yeah.
that you enjoy doing. And honestly, the way to impress a girl is be respectful, be nice, be caring, be honest.
Eye contact.
Eye contact, learn to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't go and learn guitar because the girl you likes guitar.
She'll sense it from,
Someone
like,
will
how-
find you who appreciates you and everything that you do. You just be yourself. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, I mean, if the girl likes guitar enough, she can learn how to play the guitar. Your job is to do what you like to do. So we're going to end. Please end on them giggling because it's adorable.
Giggle,
We are
giggle.
Journals Out Loud. Thank you to Josh, Tara, KatieMichal, Sam, Jabbar, Andrew Cole, Matt Sigmund. I'm Louise Palanker. We're Journals Out Loud. Please subscribe and like this video, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye. Guys, just turning it off.